all you see. Make it all about devotion. You say it like you wanna be.
X back with another video. In today's video, Satel suggests what if the Namikaze clan had a Dojutsu part 3, and the like goal is going to be 250 likes to guarantee another part tomorrow, and 210 to get another part in general. So please like, share, comment, check out my Discord server down below, and subscribe, as my goal is to get 1,000 subscribers before March and 10,000 by the end of the year, because it's just a pretty good goal for me. So basically, we left off with Naruto and Sasuke gaining a massive amp and starting the bell test. Also, small retcon, Hinata will be on Team 7 instead of Sakura, as Kakashi would then explain the rules, and Naruto would ask Sasuke if he was willing to work with him. Yes, I am willing to work with you, as long as we get the bells. Good. Join in about a minute to 30 seconds after me. Okay, got it. As Naruto then ran at Kakashi. A frontal assault. You're pretty ballsy and brave facing off against Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja of the leaf. As Naruto would then say frontal attacks are the best. That's opinion. It may be opinion, but I'll show you why. Universal pulling and punching Kakashi as he came towards him, and Almighty pushing him afterwards. This kid is really something. Lightning style, lightning ball encasement, as multiple bolts then flew at Kakashi. Sync with me, Sasuke. Sure thing. Uchiha style, great fireball jutsu. Kakashi, just able to perceive this movement, activates his Sharingan, breaking it down and showing his perception. Holding out both of his hands, activating Chidori in one and nothing in the other, catching the fireball, burning his hand, and bruising it, as well as leaving a rash. Running towards Naruto with the Chidori still active, hypothesizing that even if he got too close to Naruto, Naruto could just blast him away like he did before. As Naruto then prepared hand seals for the water vortex jutsu, but Kakashi was too fast. Interrupting the jutsu as Kakashi then pulled Naruto, judo flipped him, hit Naruto, pulling back immediately, but it was too late as a huge cloud of dust appeared around Naruto's body changed as a thick and tight aura then surrounded him, latching onto his legs, feet, face, arms, etc., and his body, similar to a just aura Susanoo. Running at Kakashi, who had shed a tear, thinking that he had killed his master's son, wiping it off immediately as he sensed that he was still alive and completely fine. Running at Naruto with his Chidori, stabbing it through Naruto and plunging into him, as the lightning around his hand then dissipated. It had seemed that in the brief moment of Kakashi hitting Naruto, Hinata had stepped in, hitting Kakashi's chakra points. As Kakashi then used the first gate, gaining an amp and jumping up into the air, and then landing, exclaiming that they all passed the test and will be promoted to Genin rank. As Naruto and Sasuke then smirked and Hinata smiled, beginning their ninja life. As Kakashi took them on some D-rank missions, and eventually they got bored of it. Even Hinata, a timid girl, was bored and knew that she was far above the level of catching cats and cutting wood, and things of the sort, and eventually it prompted Kakashi to ask for a C-rank mission. As Hiruzen gladly agreed, seeing Team 7 worthy of one due to their insane power, as they then started their C-rank mission to the Land of Waves the next week, and on their way out of the village, they encountered Shino, who is following Naruto. As Naruto then turned around, asking what Shino wanted, and Shino exclaimed that his bugs, for some reason, really liked his chakra, though he wasn't even an Amparame, and it was pretty strange. But they wanted to give you a gift of sorts. So here, this box contains bugs that fight any potent poison, as we will now skip to when they encounter the puddle. Hinata, seeing this, would activate her Byakugan and tell the team that there are 2 ninjas within the puddle, probably for a surprise attack, and most likely their target is Tazuna. As Naruto then pulled out his sword, and Sasuke did as well, striking lightning style through his. As Naruto then clashed with Sasuke for a brief moment and had a quick little skirmish, using it as a conductor for his sword, due to him not fully mastering lightning style, so he basically just bore it off of Sasuke's sword. At least on objects like his sword, slamming it into the ground and using a water style jutsu, and so he just drawed off the puddle and electrocuted them. as water and lightning are great in tandem techniques in combination, as Naruto and them pull the Demon Brothers out, with Sasuke's assistance, as Kakashi then interrogated them and figured out that they were at the Tazuna, and Naruto as well, as Hinata and Kakashi himself. Seeing it as a duty that he must complete because he is actually involved into the situation, they continue on their way. As their first encounter with Zabuza and Haku basically goes the same, but the only difference is that this Haku is much, much, much more ruthless and willing to kill and beat people and has less emotion. But their first encounter does go the same, prompting them to retreat, as Zabuza called in a reinforcement. Danzo, Shimura, and his Anbu, who were working as mercenaries by Danzo's side, as I explained in the last part. Basically, Danzo's goal is to take out Naruto, Sasuke, Hinata, and Kakashi and obtain their Dojutsu, as within the next week time period before their next encounter, Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata would train on tree climbing, and they all completed in one day due to their, I guess you could say all of them have better chakra control in this timeline. But to be more specific, due to Sasuke's Sharingan, Hinata's Byakugan being able to break down things as well as see into the future, similar to how Momoshiki did with Boruto, seeing Boruto's fate entirely. And the Sharingan in the 3 Tomoe state has better analytic skills than any Sharingan that Sasuke possessed beforehand. And Naruto has the Kuroime, which allows him to fluctuate his chakra. And so the rest of the time, Kakashi starts training Sasuke on the basics of the Chidori, and Naruto on the basics of the Rasengan, and Hinata on her chakra natures. So Naruto and Sasuke by the end of this managed to gain imperfect Rasengan and Chidori, as Kakashi also tells Naruto that he hypothesizes that Naruto has much more chakra than even at first glance, but his true reserves only come forth when he has to protect his comrades or friends, or must do something, and he needs it. And Sasuke learned the Chidori as well, like I exclaimed, but they still know the jutsu nevertheless, though they are imperfect. And Hinata works on her chakra nature, like I said, and I'm adding water to her as I think it fits Hinata, and she learns the water needle jutsu, which she's been shown to use in the anime, and here's a quick summary of the jutsu. Using the chakra control granted by the gentle fist, Hinata concentrates her chakra until water vortexes are created around her. Those vortexes shoot water blasts which turn to needle like water. By using the Byakugan, this technique can be used with great precision to hit very small targets or people in precise areas. As we now skip to their second encounter, as the Inari scene goes the same, and they arrive on the bridge seeing 8 figures, 5 Anbu, 2 of which were Yamato, otherwise known as Tenzo, and Sai, and another 2 of them, Fu Yamanaka and Torne Aburame, as well as Yugao Uzuki, and the other 3 were Danzo Shimura, Zabuza Momochi, and Haku Yuki. As Kakashi would then retreat, calling in for reinforcements, as the Anbu looked for them, hiding behind some foliage, as reinforcements began to make their way to the land of waves, but they did warn that it would take a minute. Well, by that, it's a metaphor. As Kakashi then explained that these are all A to S rank ninja, so be extremely careful. Got it! And Sasuke, back me up, will ya? Yeah, of course. Also, Hinata, you should back me and Naruto up from afar with the technique you learned. As Hinata said, yeah, but she can only do it 10 times before not having enough chakra to produce any more water needles. And then she'd have to use the Gale Palm, but that's more close range, and that's not what you guys need in this battle. Thanks, Hinata. As Hinata then blushed at Naruto, who ran into battle with Sasuke and Kakashi at his side, already pushing all of them away. Surprised by the attack except for Danzo, who hadn't been pushed back, knowing of this technique already and training to not be affected by it. Well, he is still affected and blown back, but not to the same degree, using ninja wire with weights on the ends of them, as well as his body being weighed down by his arm seal, making him not move too much and be affected by the jutsu by extension. As Sasuke then fired off a fire-style fireball jutsu at Danzo, as Yugao Uzuki jumped in the way, opening a scroll and using the enclosing technique to decimate the fireball, and then fire it at Sasuke, who then used a move similar to Shisui's Uchiha-style Halo Dance, slicing through the fireball in a linear fashion. Sorry if I'm confusing a lot of words. I'm like really sick right now, so my mouth, it's like the tongue is just, yeah. Similar to Shisui Uchiha's Halo Dance, slicing through the fireball in a linear fashion, as Naruto then ran at Yugao, unsheathing his sword and clashing with her multiple times. As Yugao then jumped back from one of Naruto's blows, forcing him to windmill kick her to continue the combo, knocking off her mask as Sasuke then recognized her as the Anbu member who pinned him down to the ground and declared him as the last survivor of the Uchiha clan, enraging him as Naruto, who was still pressing her with various techniques, if basically they could switch out, as he has a sort of grudge against her, as Naruto then kicked her up into the air and switched out with Sasuke, who after that, Naruto would immediately trap Danzo in a lightning and water prison that he knew that Danzo would eventually be able to break out of, but it would take him some time. As Sai, who used a Super Beast scroll, dodging it and slicing it in half, as ink splattered onto his face and clothes, activating his 1 Tomoe Kuroime and 3 Tomoe Darkness Kuroime. Running at Sai and clashing with him and jumping back, making the hand signs for the multi-shadow clone jutsu, and creating 100 clones who brutally cut and beat Sai until his death. Naruto in canon probably wouldn't have done this, but due to him only using 1 light Tomoe Kuroime and a 3 Tomoe Darkness Kuroime, he's a bit more dark, and as such, he's okay with doing so. And sorry to leave you in the middle of a fight, but this script is like 40 minutes, so I cut it in half-ish to make it 20, to make it basically 10 to like 20 minutes-ish. This video should be. The like goal for this video, like I said, is going to be 250 likes to get another part tomorrow and 210 for another part soon. So please like, share, comment, check out my Discord server down below. Subscribe, and as always, RamiX.